public enemy. Guns and dope blow, what's the remedy? My love is a house and it come with amenities. One for the books, watch the king cutting loose on the stage, crushing the comp with the bass and the stomp. Never waste time while creating an art. Raise the glass while I raise the bar. I was 10 toes down with my feet on the stars. I told Chase, take a chance on me. I'm not a rapper, I can dance on beat. Come on, bro. Check me out. And my art bold as Boxy out. Look at the boss he got. Now we all we got, nigga, call the cops. Lock and low, my life has been filled with obstacles from high to low. While the haters keep waiting for my shop to close. But I can't stop now, I do not suppose. Married to the game, I did not propose. She chose me, now I rarely sleep. In the streets of Los Angeles, I stay low. Cause I don't want to earn an early halo. Knowing every canal that I ride by, could be the scene of a drive-by. Now you know the meaning of Wi-Fi. Now you know the reason why I try.
What it do? This your boy Josh Martin, and you're tuned in to another episode of Who's Hot. Today, I'm kicking it with the homie from Chocolate City. Yeah, he came through today to talk about his new album and talk about how he came up with that name, bro. That name is crazy, bro. Yeah, y'all give it up for Let the Dirt Say Amen.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? What's good, brother Josh? Thank you for having me in this motherfucker. Hey, Adonis, salute to you as well, bro.
Already, man. Like, hey, man, take us start at the beginning, bro. Like I said, you got an interesting name. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in DC, is that your hometown? Like, tell us how it all started for you, man.
Yeah, man. I'm born and raised in the real District of Columbia, the center of the DMV. Like I said, I'm from the actual DC before there was a DMV movement, but still shout out to Maryland and Virginia as well, because that's what people identify as, you know what I mean, as far as like areas that are not, you know, the places I come from. But that being said, I started like, you know, doing music as a kid. Then, you know, you get a little bit more serious about it. And I started with a band called the Cornell West Theory. Then I started, you know, doing solo music kind of like years after we had dropped like several projects. Like we had probably rocked for a good 15 years maybe. I released my first solo album under my own name, Tim Hicks and the Dirty Church. And then I found out it was some other groups that were using Dirt Church or Dirty Church somehow in their name. So rather than run into a problem later, one day God, I would say, just threw the name in my head, was like, Let the Dirt Say Amen. I was like, And I was like, what if that was the name of an artist? And so you know, it worked out, man. It made sense for me. And yeah, that's how I got the name, man. I ain't really think of that shit on my own. I think it was God that spoke that to me.
Yeah, bro. Like, you definitely come with your own sound, your own swag. And one thing I do know from you know, just being a hip hop fan, artists that come from that area, you know what I'm saying, they tend to like, to actually talk about stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's not all just, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? It's y'all actually, you know what I'm saying, elevate the game in a way. So I'm
Yeah.
this for the people who, who may not know, you know what I'm saying? Like what if one were to describe you, what type of sound would you be bringing? Like yeah, like how would you describe your style?
I say the best way to describe what I do is it's an alternative to fuckboy rap.
I like that.
That's a good way to put it. Like it's a lot of, you know, music. It's a lot of artists, particularly in hip hop, that to me make music that drives people to do fuck boy and fuck girl shit. So I make music that is the opposite of that. It's not so much that I'm trying to like force a message down anybody's, you know, head or whatever. It's just to say that, all right, like you said, man, it's more to it than just talking about how much dope you sold, how long you been in prison, how many bitches you got, how rich you are, how poor the next nigga is, how he can't go on vacation like you can. Like most people ain't really living like that. So I kind of rap with when I won't even say kinda, I rap with those people in mind when I started to write stuff. And I try to remember that hip hop is about reality, even though it became real fake over the course of time. So part of being real is being yourself. So I make sure I'm myself when I rap. I don't ever try to say shit that I wasn't never doing. And, it's just like, yeah, like you can still be hardcore and still have a way to like uplift people too without, you know, being preachy. So yeah, I like I said, I think my music is just an alternative, man, to what's out there. That's a good way to describe it.
Okay, okay. Before we talk about, your new project and you know what I'm saying, I'm a hip hop fan, so you know what I'm saying. I got a couple questions since you I like the way you hopped on. You was like, I'm from the real District of Columbia, so I really
Yeah, man.
it's a couple questions, bro. I want to ask you, man, like go-go music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did that inspire you in any type of way? Like,
Definitely, man. It's just a part of like being from that area. Like DC, you know, is where it started, but you still have always like you always got a connection between DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Like so those artists coming from Maryland and Virginia into the city. So you got those links, right? But just being from DC in particular, it's just something you always hear. It's like, you know, we literally, even if we wasn't in no band, all of us I'm sure have played on buckets at some point, you know what I mean? So it's just like something that's natural to being from that area. And I actually didn't like go-go as much when I was younger. I started to appreciate it more when I got like in my late teens and like probably like very early 20s. And then I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But it was always there.
right. Right, right. Cause I'm a Mississippi cat, so I guess a sound that was always in our ear, in my ear as a youth is probably like, the blues or you know what I'm saying, like that deep soulful like R&B. So and I agree with you. Like as I got older, I started to appreciate, this sound, cause that's us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, and like, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when they hear the DMV, it's a few names, you know what I'm saying, that come to mind. I know for me, and you can give me if you correct me if I'm wrong, but like Wale, you know what I'm saying, I think about is Fat Trail from that area, the DMV area.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Fat Trails from DC.
and real quick, bro, like give me your Mount Rushmore, like, DC, artists.
Oh man, for me, Um, I mean, definitely with respect to them names that you said, like, Wale, he represents the area. He's from Maryland, but you know what I mean? Like I said, the whole DMV area definitely claims Wale. Fat Trail is actually from DC. And they've definitely done things, to make their names ring out. But like when you ask me for Mount Rushmore, I like I was there like before that era of people, so I can name some people that even to still to this day they like banging out like some monster music. So I would, if I had to like think of people right now that's like in my Mount Rushmore of DC like DMV artists,
Right.
um, I would throw out the name of my man YU,
Okay.
um, Uptown XO, Kenilworth Katrina, um, my man Priest the Nomad, my
Yeah.
man RNL, my man Artemis. It's a couple people, man, that's out of the city. My sister Glow Shines, my brothers Camber, Sean Bourne. Um, it's a lot of people out of that area, man, that's really like, like really, really, really
Hip hop.
making dope, dope. Excuse me, my car needs cars too, man. My bad, I'm outside, but
You
and they
good, bro.
got the helicopters flying above us too right now. But those people that I just named are artists that I've been able to build with over time. Also, shout out to my man Killer Cow as well, man, ADST. Um, but it's a lot of people, like I said, out of my area that's really amazing, man. And people play this back and go check out some of those names that I just mentioned. Like those are really like the artists that's like, you know what I mean? like I think the ones that help create the foundation so that we could even have something called the DMV movement. You know what I'm saying?
Big. I'm gonna definitely go back, man, and check out some of them names. I like, you know what I'm saying? I recognize a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm gonna do my due diligence and do my homework and, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna check them out. But, you
Yeah,
know, back to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? New project, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, tell us about like the creation process, you know what I'm saying? Like what's your favorite joint on that joint? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, big up the album. Like
so the album is called "I Love You, I'm Not Sorry." The shit just dropped. You know what I mean? It's out now. Uh, the process for like basically this is the follow up to, even though like I said I released a solo album under a different name as far as Let the Dirt Say Amen goes. This is the second album, but it's technically my third, and it'll even be a little head nod towards that when you listen to the album. You'll hear a mention of the third album, but it's like, oh, but this only, you know. But anyway, the creative process, like I said, I was coming off of an award-winning run. God Hates Gucci, you know, by the grace of God, won two awards at a local ceremony we have called the Whammies. So it's like the DC, Maryland, Virginia area version of the Grammys. They have it every year. So God Hates Gucci took Best Album and I took Best Artist for 2022. I spun the block with my brothers. Shout out to Sean Bourne and Cambridge. Shout out to Roddy Rod, Humble Monarch family, my man Judah. We formed a crew called Three to Godway and dropped the album called Mount Olympus, and we won Best Artist for 2023. So it's like, all right, you got to follow all that up. So it wasn't like it was pressure, but it's just I say it's good pressure. It's pressure that I kind of apply to my own self, you know, to make sure that I'm always trying to outdo what I did before. Um, and I hope that people would hear it and be able to hear like the progression. But it was just like like with every album, I make the music first. It's not necessarily that I know what I'm making, but I'm just making like tons of beats, and the ones that make sense together, I put them in a playlist. I listen to them as an instrumental playlist first, from top to bottom, and say, does this shit sound good just by itself with no words, no nothing? And then that's when I say, yes, this is the album that I'm about to make. And then I start writing to each song. So I finally, you know, ended with 14 joints. And here we are, man. Just dropped a new video for one of the songs on the album called Whammy Heist. That shit is on YouTube right now. So please, y'all, go in there and give it a click and a share and all that shit, man. Make sure you watch it all the way to the end, because it's a little movie of sorts.
Right, man. Definitely go check out everything, bro. Like I say, like it's been lit for you. Like just like checking out your discography, bro. Like it's something that I know noticed that like the majority of your releases, you know, came out like either kind of like during the pandemic or like you know, post pandemic. And I'm curious because like a lot of people, myself included, like used their time to like, you know, develop different skills or like try different things. Like I'm curious, like did that give you like a little added motivation to like, you know what I'm saying, go out and like let me try my hand at being an artist?
I mean, well, here's the thing. Like I said, I've been an artist for a while, man. I've been an artist, like I said, at least since my early 20s. I'm 47 now. So
Yeah.
I was in a band before that. So I was busy doing that shit. right, like basically, like I said, my first solo album, I dropped it the year before the pandemic. So right when the pandemic hit, I would say, if anything, the pandemic for me was just like with everybody, it stopped time in a way. It slowed things down where, you was where you was, and I was, basically, um, helping raising kids, and still trying to figure out like what's the next move artistically. So like I released an EP with my band during the pandemic. Actually, I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, I had to check the dates, but I feel like in 2020 we dropped two projects. So I dropped a project with my band called By the Time I Get to Minnesota, and then I dropped one with my bro, my man Rashad Dobbins, man. Shout out to Hoodie. He's doing major artistic shit under the name Messiah and Glitch right now, but he and I got together and did a project called Sit Calm, which that came out during the pandemic time as well. So it was like I was still already doing it. It was just about, all right, well, how do you continue to be an artist now that this is what the world looks like? You know what I mean? With that shit and everything being shut down and all the other crazy things that came along with it. So I was spending a lot of time, like, working on beats and writing shit and basically getting ready for what was going to be God Hates Gucci at some point, you know. So, and now, like I said, we out of that. I guess, I don't know what, we 2 or 3 years out of that
Yeah.
at this point. So it just, like, I think it just exposed like that there was a lot of fake shit in the world, and it was like there's room for music like this. That's what the pandemic showed me.
For sure, for sure. And I'm also curious, bro, like like what's next? I'm pretty sure, well, I know this for a fact that, your latest release gonna do numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my due diligence and support, run up the
Hey
you.
man, thank you, bro.
It's all good, bro. But yeah, like what's next? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like being that you are, you know what I'm saying, a seasoned, you know what I'm saying, like, in the game, like, what's next? Like, and I'm also curious, like, how you got the energy to keep going.
I mean, well, I say it like this: what's next is something else dope. I already started working on like a shorter album, but an album still. And I have an idea for another one that I have not made the music for yet. It's like, so that's like, we'll see if I get, blessed enough, I might drop this other short album before the year is over with.
Yeah,
Um, the next one, I'm not sure when it's going to drop. I may wait for that one for like the top of the year and see what's up with that. But I want to just keep trying to figure out different directions to go with hip hop. So that's, I guess, leads me into what keeps me going, is just I actually really love hip hop. Like, as much as I've learned that the business side of it is a very painful experience if you don't have certain things at your disposal, like a budget, like, maybe a particular uh type of label situation where the label is high ranking, and you know what I mean, you ain't really got to do shit when it comes to uploading your music and making sure the album cover is the right, size for the
yeah,
streaming platforms and all this stupid shit, and then bouncing stuff back like, oh, can you change this? It gets tiresome, definitely, especially like, when you're in a situation like me where it's never ever been a lot of money coming in off of from what I've been doing. But it's moving though, and it's reaching people. So, and I've been able to, like I said, been able to link with some of my heroes through doing this shit. So it just seems like, well, you got this far and now you, like, you know what I'm saying, like, are
yeah,
close enough with some of these people that, everybody else watches and looks at as like, oh, those are the goats or whatever. Some of those people I can call friend now. Um, And some of them I watched and learned that they was full of shit too. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. I bumped into a lot of like, people that are higher up in hip hop, and I realized that a lot of these people are false. So, just keeping that in mind, I just really love it. I loved it since I was a kid, and I always just want to hear some better hip hop. And I know now, because most of the shit that people consider rap, in my opinion, fucking stinks. It's room for shit like this, you know what I mean? And then I also look at it like it's good for people to be able to see someone at what they think is a fucking old age. And I'm like, nigga, I ain't 80. Like people be thinking like because you're close to 50 or 50 is like, nigga, that shit is like, talk to me when I'm like 70 or 80. And hopefully I'll still be doing it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it should be a cutoff age if your pen still works.
Most
You
definitely.
know what I'm saying? Some niggas' pens don't work, and a lot of them niggas are various ages, old and young. So I'm just here to show niggas like, you know what I'm saying, like how Michael Jordan, like he might not have been the same Mike as he was with the Bulls, but even when he played with the Wizards, you still saw like, hey, that's still Mike though. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about, man.
Most definitely, man. You gotta have that passion behind everything you do. Like in my lane, there's there's some days, I don't feel like being in front of the camera talking to X, Y, and Z person. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta see it through. But yeah, man, like where can we find you, bro? Like drop your socials, man. Where can we download the album, man? Like let us know where we can find you.
Definitely, man. As far as social media, on Instagram is Let the Dirt Say, man. I'm active on X, Twitter. That's Dirt Gregory over on the Twitter side, Dirt Gregory.
Yeah.
So those are the best places to find me. I got a TikTok page too, but I don't really fuck with that shit that much because I feel like TikTok is for younger people, but I got a little bit of shit up there here and there. But the easiest way to catch me is IG. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, like I said, the music is available, man. First place to go is to my Bandcamp page, man. That's letthedirtsay.bandcamp.com, man. And if you can't find it that way, just look that shit up. It's gonna find you. Let the Dirt Say Amen on Bandcamp. Go there first. Support the music. You can own the music as opposed to just renting that shit when you listening on a streaming service. However, if you stream music, man, go stream that motherfucker. Go buy the album and stream the shit. So right now, I Love You, I'm Not Sorry, it's not up on the streaming platforms just yet because I ran into a quick snag with my artwork I had to fix and, resubmit the joint. So hopefully, like I said, it'll clear up. Everything will be straight and it'll go to the streaming platforms and start showing up so people can start rocking to them there. But like I said, right now, it's all about going to that Bandcamp page because that's where the album is at. You know what I'm saying? And go to YouTube and check out the new video, Whammy Heist. You know what I'm saying? From the new album. We just dropped both of them shits. Everything came out today. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit is ready.
Already, man, but I appreciate you for following through, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all go run them numbers up on them videos, man.
Please.
Download the album, support the album. This has been another Who's Hot exclusive, man. It's your boy Josh Morton, and I've been kicking it with the like I said, I'm coach.
Oh no, you got it, man. Let the dirt say amen.
Yeah, get me right. Let the dirt say amen, man. And
Hey man, I appreciate you, bro.
Already.
2PAC, all eyes on me. And now that the people watching, I gotta watch how I speak. Cause they think that I'm a prophet, but I ain't making the profit. Stop it, I'm not God, I'm just a comet. Rock it, my shit slapping. We at the Oscars, I took it easy, like I'm running straight out of Compton. Now look at Mimi, shooting J's, still Stevie Wonders, magic, putting pennies up in them baskets, cutting fabric, costumes, cover the actors, it's fucking tragic. Now the theater's full of addicts. panic, and I hope that you understand that I didn't plan it, and I never take you for granted. Horace and Harvey, big spliffs, Mr. Marley, 3 W's, Golly, Killer Sin, I'm with the army, RZA or Bobby, and that's depending on the alias. I can at a drywall, construction is the craziest, it ain't made of bricks.